that doesn't have anything to do with the evidence, right? I'm saying there is no evidence.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. And
right?
you said,
the claim that is but you're the one that brought up the hang on, the preponderance. I said.
No, look, stop. You got to stop talking for a second.
No, look.
Okay,
Stop.
you stop.
Okay, if you mute me again, we're done.
You're talking the whole time, bro. I'm trying to get one word in.
The preponderance, the key word you're not getting is preponderance.
I don't care. You have to understand it's like conversation, not a fucking. You get to have a lecture.
Do you understand what the word preponderance means?
Anyways, so look, you made a claim. You said that the evidence. That's
not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yes, you did. You said it's not a choice. Yes, you did. You said it's not a choice.
The preponderance. Do you know what preponderance means?
Okay. Maybe I misheard you. Restate your claim.
The preponderance of evidence indicates that we are a primate. We are an animal, right? We evolved like other animals did.
Okay. Cool. It doesn't say anything about whether God created us or not.
Have you ever pondered the definition
did you just get in here? Hang on. Did you just show up? Like honestly. Okay, so
he's been here. He's still been here.
So when he said he presented a dichotomy, which is by the way a false dichotomy.
I agree.
Either we were created in the image of God, or we evolved from stupid monkeys. Right?
I agree.
So I said that the preponderance of evidence indicates that we are evolved apes.
Okay,
now,
sure.
What did I say that you can disagree with?
Sure. I'll sure. You're right.
Okay.
It does indicate that, and you're right. It's just a false dichotomy that it could be one or the other because it can be both.
You're right. Okay, you're right. Everybody's right, and we're good. That's it. It's a wrap.
Anyway.
I don't think that
as a dichotomy though. He presented it just as which one.
I think he was trolling. No, I think he was trolling.
I think he was trolling too,
but I was just saying that yes, it is a false dichotomy, and two, evidence indicates that evolution is true. And I have seen no evidence for the existence of a god or gods. Evidence meaning a body of information or facts that would indicate that a proposition is true.
Have you ever seen any evidence of propositions or truth?
Listen here, David.
I'm not interested.
Those are prior to evidence, to empiricism. Period. In my opinion.
It's just like
I'm not interested in playing those word games with you.
I was at word games.
No, not you, Bandy. I'm talking about
Alaric. Don't play philosophical word games with me, bro.
No, I'm not interested in playing word games with you. I mean, we all know what evidence and truth is.
Run away, bro.
No, I'm saying
word games.
We all know what evidence is. We all know what truth is. We all know that what a proposition is and what preponderance means.
I don't think we all know what evidence is. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think you know what evidence is.
Nat, he's actually making.
I think you know what empirical evidence is.
I'm literally giving you. I'm giving you the literal definition of the word. Alaric. That's not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying empiricism.
That into question too, dude. I can call linguistic philosophy into question if you want, bro.
I'm literally telling you what the Hang on. I'm literally telling you what the definition of evidence is. It is the body of information or facts that would indicate that a proposition is true. Now, I'm looking for any body of information or facts that would indicate that the proposition that a God exists is true. What do you have?
A whole shitload of logical arguments.
Snack. There's an important
Is ultimate reality impersonal?
Hang on. There's an important point to make with the statement that he made. He's actually using a very... David Hume did this, said that you can't observe conceptual things, therefore conceptual things don't actually exist.
And that's fine. If you want to assert that God is purely conceptual, I don't have a problem with that.
But it's not just...
David Hume didn't say conceptual things don't exist.
You could argue that causality on this line, causality itself doesn't exist. Because
he says that you can't justify them. That's the conclusion Hume came to, is they can't be justified. You can't justify regularity in nature. You can't justify empiricism.
Like a throwaway argument.
Yeah, I agree with you on both of those claims, but David Hume never said that means concepts do not exist.
No, he said that you can't observe them.
Yeah, he's right. Like causality, that's the clear example that he talked about. You're right, but that doesn't mean for one, it's not even sure. We're not even sure if he doesn't believe in causality, and that's one specifically talked about heavy.
Well,
there's no clear indication of whether he believed in it or not, based on his writing. And I don't believe in causality personally, so I'm not like some bias. I'm not being biased here. I'm just trying to make sure if you're talking about David Hume, you're not misrepresenting his views.
I'm not. I mean, he himself said that his philosophy was ridiculous, and he would just go hang out with friends and ignore philosophy because if he didn't, then he would go insane.
You just used a double negative, Bandy, so you lost a point there.
Okay. And how does that mean that I lose a point? Because, anyways.
Well, David Hume misconstrued the difference, or David Hume could not accept the difference between percepts and concepts. And he thought that concepts were meaningless because they weren't percepts, which is not how knowledge works. So in short, that's why I disagree with David Hume on that.
I think basing your beliefs off evidence is moronic because then you'll be easily manipulated. All someone has to do is use their fucking giant budget of money to create fake evidence, and you're fucked.
That's not how. I mean, obviously that's a troll, but like clearly that's not how evidence. Because
evidence is theory laden. Evidence is going to be reinterpreted by the interpreter.
And evidence is very relative. That's true. I mean, it's very theory laden though. Like
I'm talking about scientific evidence.
Why don't we even look at evidence, guys?
All evidence.
Like, are you like by making that statement to say that evidence is meaningless, you're actually presupposing that evidence is meaningful because in order for it to be manipulated, it had to have been meaningful for the manipulation to do anything.
Who said it was meaningless?
He said that.
What does that have to do with anything?
Literally, I was just responding to his statement about manipulation of evidence by people with money.
Yeah, that's why, like, you know, they use their big science machines. They can create up any evidence, whatever they want. You can make people believe anything. So, like,
this guy, this state of flat earth.
I don't think you should base your beliefs off scientific evidence, especially, you know, the fact that we live in a scientific.
Should not believe scientific
evidence versus non-scientific evidence. What does that even mean?
What do you mean? Like scientific,
you can believe evidence. It's conclusions that you can argue.
Like evidence that
evidence
comes
is just there.
From peer
it just
review or like.
That's not evidence.
That's called consensus.
Yeah, you can. Evidence just is. Whether or not you agree with the conclusions is what the pursuit of knowledge is all about.
The state
any
of people that I don't think we should look at evidence because evidence can be manipulated.
Consensus is always influenced by social pressure, special interest financing, the need for ingratiation, fear of reprisal, loss of career. I mean, dude, it's not like the cut and dry thing that you think it is. Like, they're just the most objective and pure seekers of truth is what they are. Like, come on, man.
This is fair. This is a fair point, but this does not mean that evidence itself is like not useful for obtaining knowledge. It just means that human beings are not interested in honestly promoting proper interpretations of evidence based upon
what does that even mean?
So we go to these government indoctrination camps, right, which train us to think of like a scientific evidence as being some like superior truth or something, right? And then later in life, they present like scientific evidence to us to make us believe things that aren't true. See, that's what they do. It's a scam.
Scientific evidence. What is that supposed to be?
You know, like
this is what they do.
It's logical
evidence.
When they
say like, you know, COVID, we need to lock down. Science says so. The science.
Are you talking about statistics being used to mislead people? I agree with that.
Yeah,
statistics have always been.
Yeah, statistics is one. It's just one of them, but it's like more than that. But yeah.
I mean, but obviously in that case, like, it wasn't the case that everybody said that this is what the evidence says. There was a large section of people who disagreed entirely with the prescriptions of the CDC.
And they were removed from social media. Yes.
But that doesn't affect the validity.
They were not. That's not true.
They were
That's also not true.
They were systematically
targeted. Hang on, people were removed from social media for spreading misinformation.
No,
right? You can disagree. Okay, it is true. It is true. It's not. Well, yeah, true. I'm not saying. Hang on. Wait. I'm not saying. Hang on. Wait. Let me finish my point. The claim that people were removed for disagreeing with like vaccine mandates and stuff like that is Not true. Now, I'm not going to sit here and defend every single person that I'm not going to say that Twitter was correct every single time they removed anybody. But the times that I've seen people, the times that I've seen people complaining about, they were removed for simply disagreeing with the scientific consensus. This is 1982 or whatever. What actually has happened was they went on the internet and told lies about stuff, like lies about a social, like a large healthcare issue, and that was explicitly against the rules.
That's not accurate.
But the thing is, though, when you
that
say
is accurate.
No, it's not.
Like Twitter is not.
Again, I'm not saying universally, but every time that I've seen it. So, would you please provide me with an example of somebody who was removed from social media, not for lying about COVID, but for simply saying that they disagreed with policy?
I've gotten multiple strikes on my YouTube channel.
Every single person who was removed because they said that the lab leak hypothesis was correct is someone who.
But that's not disagreeing with policy.
They disagreed. They made a statement that was against the rules that ended up being completely overturned by the very rules later because it was at least a possible outcome. And
okay. So then they removed it. They got back. They were allowed back on.
But it doesn't.
So they weren't removed.
It doesn't affect the fact that you're saying that they just went out there and lied and they were removed.
Well, they weren't lying before there was evidence. Again, the lab leak. Hang on, wait. Hang on. So to be clear, COVID certainly did not come from a lab. Almost certainly, right? Almost certainly, COVID didn't come from a lab. But when people were just going on the internet and just throwing out, COVID's was generated in a lab, and this is part of the Great Reset, whatever. But then that was not allowed. But then hang on, let me just finish my point, and then you can say whatever stupid thing you have to say afterwards, right? So then when more information came out, they said, well, maybe we should just allow discussion. But that still, to be clear, does not mean that COVID came from a lab, just so you know, because COVID almost certainly didn't come from a lab.
It doesn't change the fact that people were removed for saying things that were then allowed to be said later. It isn't that your statement was that people were only removed for lying about a healthcare issue, and that's just not a true statement.
He took it back to be fair and said not universally. He's saying that it wasn't.
I'm not going to say universally, but every time that I've heard about somebody being removed for COVID-related issues, it's because they were lying about COVID. Now, if you can provide me an example of somebody getting, hang on, wait. If you can provide me an example of somebody who got removed but wasn't lying about COVID or spreading misinformation, please present it.
Okay,
you don't know if they backpedaled on the mask and stuff?
First of all, don't play the give me information. Don't play the give me example game if you're not going to give up a bunch of examples in advance. Two.
What do you want? What examples do you want?
That's not. I don't want examples because it's about.
Okay, so why are you telling me to give you an example?
Because you're asking for examples to prove a counterfactual. It's not relevant. The point is that it is the case that people were removed for things other than what you're stating. Like, don't go and make a blanket statement and then say, well, actually, it's in my experience. Now you can go forward from this conversation and say,
I've already made it clear what I specified exactly what I was talking about. You're tilting at windmills.
Listening, bro.
You're tilting at windmills. I've already told you exactly what I meant, right?
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Said
hang on. I'm not going to say it again. It is.
Y'all both just stop acting like children, bro. Like, he already took it back. Can you just unmute both of them?
No, he had to jab me. I forget sometimes that PMars is a mod in this room. Typically, I would not.
See, I muted Rick, and then fucking PMars muted you. And so then I was trying to unmute you, and then I accidentally.
It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I just got hired at a new place, and I'm pumped, man. I get to be support for this logistics company. I get to be the support team. I'm excited.
Hell yeah!
But I gotta spend 3 months learning some new software.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really believe what you say.
It's exciting. Do what?
Yeah, I totally believe you.
Oh, I don't care I don't have any reason to come on and tell a lie about getting a new job.
You think I'm being
now, if I came out and said, like, I'm a billionaire and I've got a Bentley and I've got 13 dogs I don't know. I've known somebody with a lot of dogs before. Like, so again, we can bring this back to religion. So that would be an extraordinary claim, wouldn't it? If I said I was a billionaire, that's a pretty extraordinary claim. Not very many people are billionaires on the grand scheme of things, right?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would refer to as an extraordinary claim. So, in my opinion, and Christopher Hitchens' opinion as well, is extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Surely you would agree.
Sure.
Well, what counts as an extraordinary claim?
Well, I would say anything that is asserting something outside of the ordinary. So for example, if you say that like God did a miracle, right? That's a pretty extraordinary claim because, of course, God doesn't do very many of those.
I don't think so. Creation itself is a miracle of God, so I don't think so, dude.
Well, that's an extraordinary claim. Do you have any extraordinary evidence to back it up?
You're looking at it right now.
Bro, why do we talk about unfalsifiable stuff? Like, I'm looking at it right, bro. Like, how do you know you're not looking at Allah's creation, bro?
Because
how do you know that I didn't invent the Earth 2 seconds ago, and I've implanted every memory in your brain?
Is ultimate reality an impersonal force then?
No, it's personal and it's Allah's. That's what I'm thinking.
Does Allah change?
No.
Never. He never changes.
Nope.
Not the laws of
eternal.
physics.
Then creation is eternal.
It is.
So creation's always been here. So it's also God.
Well,
you're a dualist. Bro.
I don't disagree.
You're a dualist. You believe in two gods.
No, I don't believe in any God.
You're not.
So hang on. I don't disagree that creation has always been here because I can say, well, I say creation in the sense universe. The universe has always been here. Creation. I don't have a problem using like your terminology.
You're a Hindu.
It doesn't imply belief, but that's fine. I don't have any problem saying that the universe has always been here because there is literally nothing prior to the existence of space-time. So as long as time has existed, the universe has existed.
How do you know that?
Because of there's such a thing called Planck time. Do you know what Planck time is?
How do you know about that?
Even under a theology, I should say. Even under your theology, right? You would say time had a beginning, and that would be when God created it, right?
Yeah.
So that's not why are you trying to dispute something I'm saying that actually agrees with what you're saying?
I asked how you know that.
Oh, because
you're not going to appeal to God, are you?
We see that time exists, right?
Right?
So do you know what entropy is, Alaric?
Sure.
Entropy is known as the arrow of time, right? Do you know the second law of thermodynamics?
That's one way.
Well, entropy, aka the arrow of time,
there's less energy. Blah blah blah.
No. That's not entropy. That's like how I'd explain it to a 2-year-old.
Slow down.
So entropy is basically how chaos is increasing in a closed system, meaning energy. When it changes form, there's chaos in this. No, this is provable. Entropy always increases in a closed system, right? This is one of the laws of physics.
Extraordinary, bro.
This is a law of physics. If you want to disprove a law of physics, be my guest, right?
I'm not.
Okay. So surely, even theists would agree that entropy is as a phenomenon exists, right? Right. It is something that affects us in experience.
But it seems like science
so entropy always increases. So as we are not in a state of total entropy, right? We know that if we roll back this entropic state, there was at one point in time a place where entropy was entirely uniform across the what we would consider to be the singularity, right?
How do you know that?
Prior to the Big Bang.
The monad? Your monad, because you're a Hinduist? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. I don't adhere to any theology. I'm telling you what science says. Again, I'm a layman. I'm a scientific layman when it comes to
Snack. This sounds very miraculous. Like it's hard for me to believe these things.
So it's almost like the God of the gaps. What you're doing right now, like you don't understand how this phenomenon could come about naturally.
Like science of the gaps.
You won't even tell me how you know it.
Right. So, but science of the gaps. Science doesn't fill in holes that they don't have answers to. They look for answers to fill in those holes, but they don't just say science did it, right?
How do you know that?
What the hell is a
hypothesis? Because I know that's not what science does.
What is a
hypothesis? So for religious people, whenever they can't explain a phenomenon, they say God did it, right? That's historically.
How do you know that?
Why is it thundering and lightning? Well, the gods are angry. But science, we know why it thunders and lightnings.
You know
right? Because we got science,
fully
right?
funded science.
What is the moon made out of? Well, the moon is a god that watches out above us. Hang on, Alaric. Hang on. The moon is a goddess, right? The moon goddess, and the sun is a god, and they are constantly.
Yeah, it was funded by the Catholic Church.
Why are you not going to let me speak?
Children. The Catholic Church invented science.
The Catholic. I don't care what you think about the Catholic Church. I'm not interested in your opinion on the Catholic. I cannot keep doing this. Stop.
Let other people talk.
Why do you guys wait until I speak before you try to talk?
Because you're not letting anyone talk, Snack, you retard.
Somebody says something to me and I'm responding.
Yeah, but you're fucking monologuing.
Like, to me and I'm responding.
Be more what's the word?
I'm done. Y'all take it easy.
What's that fucking word?
You too, bro.
God damn it. I can't think of the word.
Well, anyways, that was an interesting conversation. Hope he joins later.
I can't stand that guy. I hope he never comes back here.
Me too.
Couldn't tell me how he knew anything.
What the fuck is that word? Like, you know, like if you're very long-winded, but you want to like concise. That's concise. That's the word.
Yo, Nate, you here, bro?
I think concise would be shortening it, right?
Wonder what Nate's thoughts on that guy would have been, bro.
I was trying to think of the opposite of long-winded. That's how I was trying to help.
Short breath.
Pontificating.
Snack needed to be more concise. Like he just.
That guy wasn't String, was it? Was that guy String? Hello. Why is that guy a politics shogun role? Was he String or?
I don't know. He's.
No, that wasn't Strings. That's Snack. I don't know. I think that's a different guy. Like that's a different.
Why is he a politics shogun? Is what I'm trying to
String is actually kind of smart.
Well, that guy just sounds like String. They just have the like a similar.
I don't think he does have similar sound, but like I didn't think it was String based off the voice. Just I saw he had a politics shogun role.
Yeah,
that was
his name is like smartest person or something.
I'm saying like school of thought, like just the way he sounds and talks, and like what
I think String is better. It knows more about philosophy. That guy like just saying all types of shit. Like, oh, we know about this because science. You would never hear String say something like.
I mean, yeah,
more about philosophy of science than to say something like that. But, I don't know, bro. I was just curious. I knew it wasn't like I don't know. That's why I was confused. Like, but that was not String.
I don't understand like how people who are into science will criticize religious people by going like, "Oh, you believe all these extraordinary claims." Like, fuck off. Science makes way more extraordinary claims than religion by far. It's not even close.
I don't agree with that, but
science used to be called natural philosophy.
Well, George Bernard Shaw agrees with me.
Because that's all it is.
George Bernard Shaw was like a Nazi, man. He wanted to
It still is natural philosophy. Hasn't changed that much since those days.
He thought Hitler was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago. Like 100 years ago, it was still called natural philosophy.
Bandy.
Yo, what's up, Nate?
No, it's Mason.
Oh, what's up, Mason? What's up, bro?
A little birdie told me, man, you going to a boot camp, huh?
Yep, I go in tomorrow morning. I'll leave for the hotel. Go to a hotel at 4 p.m. So that's 5 hours from now, basically. Or no, that's like 3 hours and 30 minutes. Not even.
Are you joining the Army or the Marines?
Wait, today
Maybe,
or tomorrow?
Maybe. I'll leave to the airport tomorrow, but I go to the hotel and shit today. I just
okay. And you're saying you'll be okay, yeah. All right, so you go. Don't you end up being there with people that go to MEPS right away too at the hotel?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember
me and my
that.
brother are going. Me and my brother are going
Yeah,
the
I
same
saw
map. He's
people
going to
fucking ship
maps.
out when I had went to MEPS. It was weird.
Well, best of luck, man. Best of luck.
Thank you. But yeah, me and my brother's getting a medical exam tomorrow, so, or the same, yeah, tomorrow. So we both go to the
How long's
hotel
your
together.
bus ride?
Well, I don't have to. Well, I don't know. It's like 20 minutes. It's not. The Mets is less than 20 minutes. It's like right near the hotel.
God
So it's
damn,
very fitting
bro.
that
Mine was like
this
3
King of
fucking hours.
Babylon, which that title is then also used for Satan in the last book in Revelation, right? And so the idea, and that's where Paul says the spirits or principalities and powers behind the world, the world leaders or whatever, and so he's obviously getting that from this one and like Ezekiel and other passages. It's even kind of just like a theme in general, not necessarily for bad guys, but like the way God uses, like there's like a story being told, but there's like a bigger story behind it, like how Israel is like represents Christ, and then we represent Christ as the body and all that kind of stuff. So it's like it's telling you there's like this spiritual thing going all throughout the scripture. And then is what's cool about the King of Babylon, which is like the biggest and first world empire, let's call it. So part of that story too in Daniel is the statue of gold that like the like governors or whatever in Nebuchadnezzar's, they have him, they build a big gold statue and then they convince him to make everybody like worship it at a certain time every day, right? Daniel doesn't do it because he worships God. By the way, he's vegetarian too, even, but he doesn't do it and so throw the lines in. But then if you look at the measurements of the statue, it's like 6, 6, 6, basically. It's like 6 measurements of it are all 6. And so, and then what happens in Nebuchadnezzar, like, right? He ends up like God turns him into like a wild beast that like lives out in the wild and like has long fingernails and his hair grows long and he's like totally
Right.
and so he's like a beast, it says, right? So it's interesting. The 666 and the beast theme are all in there as part of the story. And then you see the King of Babylon, and that's all adopted into the description in the book of Revelation.
It is.
Should be overlooked. I think you can grab a lot of typology can be understood much better if you understand the book of Daniel.
And do you know where Babylon is located now? Where it's Iraq.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And remember where they found
Mash some of this stuff, and I love learning from Kenny. He's a great theological mind. He's a great at philosophy.
What the fuck? Why all this praise for Kenny and then he like shits on me? Like
He's a great philosopher.
I think praise is like either evil or retarded, like, or maybe probably both. I think he's a sinister retard.
For too, and I learned a lot from him. Like, yeah, I mean, he deserves a lot of kudos for that.
He's like a fake. He pretends to be a pastor. He's a fucking con man. What the fuck?
And I don't want people taking that away because
Kenny's a con man, and I've really learned a lot from him. And I con people, and I like Jesus.
I noticed, like, in this war of between the battle between us, like even me, I became part of that we were attacking his, what God's gifted him with. There's a verse that says that without God does not take away people's gifts without repentance or whatever. You know the verse like I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So God's gifts are not taken away with repentance. So he has those gifts, and that's a wonderful gift.
Yeah, and
the gift of defending pedophilia that came from the Holy Spirit. Yes, that's so wonderful. Wow.
I know, but I know who was in his ear at the time whenever.
These people are so horrible. They're all so horrible. Like, it's entertaining to watch how horrible.
He said that I didn't have the Holy Spirit, but I think he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as he drops.
I agree. You don't have the Holy Spirit. He's right on that. Yep. None of these people do.
70 week being in the future, I'm probably okay with them.
They have the power of Satan, I think, though. They have the power of the holy devil.
Yeah. And you see, Kenny's a Thomist, That makes him pretty weird. He's a weird fellow because he's a Thomist now too. So we have to keep our eyes open on Thomist. Oh wait, I'm a Thomist too. The Thomism is just basically a philosophy that some of our church fathers were doing. I forget his name now. He's one of our best ones. Thomas Aquinas. Yeah, it's Thomas Aquinas. Yeah. So Thomas Aquinas. Yeah, like some of this stuff. Some to Kenny, and I will vie for Bruce. Bruce is a good guy, Kenny. I wish if there is some contention there, I hope that'll erode away and evaporate. You know, that would be awesome. Because Bruce, like he's sincere. Like I've seen that.
Yeah, like sincere. And I just told you my favorite show was Shining Time Station. I mean, come on.
It's like I say, when you think you're a good person, these people just shower each other with compliments and suck each other's dicks. They're not in reality. They can't be honest and like, you know, rebuke each other when they fuck up. And so they're completely immature and childish.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you're sincere when it comes to the Bible, though. Like you genuinely have, like, when you're searching for something, you're not.
He doesn't forgive me. He treats me like shit. He shows hate. He shows anger. He reviles.
They're like, I don't see any type of deception with that, but that's just what I see anyway.
No, when I try to study the Bible, I try to. Well, I pray about it. I try to do it right. I hope. I'm not sure that I'm always right with what I come up with, but I try.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, really. I don't think you do try.
Try harder.
You're a fucking liar. Like your father, the devil.
That's what everybody says. Try harder. Try harder. I'm like, you
don't want to.
And then you become works based.
Yeah, you become works. Yeah. God forbid. See, that excuse is to be lazy.
Jesus. Nope.
I'm okay with getting personal if it has been divulged in a joking manner, like my ADHD and other issues that I'm struggling with. Yeah.
This guy literally blames everything on ADHD, Dr. Kenny Rhodes, who Praise looks up to. Anytime he makes a mistake, he blames it on ADHD. So no wonder anytime Praise does something wrong, he can't take any responsibility for it because it's never his fault. He's a good person in his mind alone, you know, and we'll see, you know, Jesus is going to judge him at some point. We'll see what Jesus says.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a slave for Christ. He won't pay. So... come with us.
Bob, stop the trolling, man, with Bruce. Like, what is it? I'm not sure with Bob why he's on you like this.
I don't
Bruce,
know. I just admitted it earlier. I gave my explanation for why I actually believe it.
My cat
just
got stuck on
I guess
plastic bag from this shop.
If at times in the past, maybe I brought up that I had difficulty with certain things, and I don't ever even remember saying that. So I don't even know where it came from, other than Ryan must have heard me say something and started it. So I don't know why this dude goes off with it. I can tell you one thing about, you know, I'm trying not to read anything he says anymore. I'd have to sign into another account or something. Anyhow, the thing is that maybe you should realize is that, it's my opinion, but I'm pretty convinced of it. If you want to harass somebody about not being saved, just call them boy and stuff like that and mock them and just treat them like crap. And maybe you'll have your way. Maybe you can chase somebody from the faith. And at that point, it would be better that you have a millstone tied about your neck and you'd be thrown into the depth of the sea. So you can continue doing what you're doing. Just remember, it's not me, though, that you're attacking. You're attacking people in general that might be new. They could be new to the faith or just weak. So keep treating people like a jerk and you're doing the devil's work, you know.
Well, speaking of Bob, here he is. If Bob, if you want to address Bruce, go ahead.
You are chasing people away. You really are.
I don't think so, Bruce.
Oh, I know so. Your behavior is the type of thing that does
Let me
chase
answer
people
you,
away.
garbage.
I've answered you clearly a number
I
of
asked
times.
you in the side chat.
I don't
If
answer
you
to you,
admitted
buddy.
it and you started whinging and then you went in the studio and started complaining.
Excuse me, I don't
Now,
answer
I do
to
admit,
you,
right,
Bob.
that
And this is
because
why I
Brian
asked you to
said
join
that,
me in my own chat so we weren't messing up
I
there.
would never come to your studio. I wouldn't
Hey,
bother.
I don't answer to you.
Nobody's
You don't command me
expecting you
around and
to.
tell me to answer you.
I only asked you because it was mentioned in the side chat, and then you went off on one. You started getting angry and all.
Yeah,
You went
because
into a
Brian
hissy fit.
starts this freaking crap all the
You
time.
started
No.
behaving like a girl. I've never. Every
Hey,
time
hey,
I've ever asked
hey,
you,
hey, bud.
What's wrong with being a
If
girl?
you were
and behaving
standing
like
in
a
front of
girl?
me,
mind your own business.
you know what the
Wild
hell would
Heart.
happen.
It's
So
nothing
shut
to do
up.
with you.
He wasn't
All right,
really-
that's it. I'm muting myself, or I'll freaking flip out on this bastard.
You'll
Nice to
flip
see you
out
again,
on
Bob.
me.
Yeah.
That's not scary at all, Bruce.
Can I have a question here?
What's so scary about you?
Where's the accents? You two have the similar accents or British accents. Are you guys?
Yeah, the north of England. Yeah, the north of England.
Wild
I
Heart
don't
from
know.
Manchester.
Well, anyhow, guys, I'm going to take off because I am actually
Yeah,
choosing
good
to not
riddance.
get like this. And Bud, I know
Hypocrite.
damn
I'm
well
not
you
your
don't
buddy.
talk like this in public because you'd be all
Every
busted up.
time I've ever
Not
asked
to
a Christian,
never mind. Hey guys, have a good night. God
Yeah,
bless
boys,
you. I'm
and
out of here.
That's it.
what is
God bless you.
difficult about admitting that Jesus Christ is resurrected from the dead? There's nothing difficult about admitting it.
Yeah, but if he doesn't admit it, that's his business. It's nothing to do with you.
It's none of your business. You're an atheist. You're a toxic atheist.
I'm saying it's not your business what he believes.
No,
about
you don't
Jesus.
decide what my business is.
You don't decide it when it's someone else's beliefs
You
either.
don't decide. You're
What's
an
it
atheist.
got to do with you? What has it got to do with you? What he believes about Jesus?
I mean,
It's none of your business.
Why are you even in this channel? You just
Because I like
toxic.
praise and olive and
You are garbage.
Fair enough. I don't think people are particularly
None of your
really
business.
about.
It's church
That's
business.
what
Nothing
point was. It's
to
none of
do
your
with
business
you.
either.
Well, don't worry about him. He's just forgiven, honey.
Yeah, I think Conjure was right. To be fair, yeah. Yeah, nasty old man.
No, I'm not nasty. I'll just say what I mean.
Yeah, which just happens to be nasty. It's pure coincidence. I'm
I
sure.
don't think I'm being nasty. I could say a lot worse.
You're wrong.
What has it got to do with you, Wild Heart?
Because I'm in the hangout.
No, what has any of this church business to do with you? Nothing.
He's my
What-
acolyte, so it is very
Yeah,
much.
I
He's
thought-
learning underneath me, so it's very much. He gains his information from me.
You
I'm
go
sorry,
into
I'm offensive.
I've seen you going into channels, giving it devil horns and all that with your
I like rock
with your
music. I like
nasty-
Iron Maiden. What's wrong with that? It's a rock sign. Nothing
Rubbish.
to do with it. It is. You go to a
So
rock
you were
concert.
flagging me off earlier, Praise, weren't you? You
Sing
were a
what, Bob?
violation, aren't you?
That's good to know.
Yeah, Bob, I think you're unstable. You're not.
Unstable. You said you earlier implied that I would turn on whatever. Oh, I can't
You
remember.
did. You turned on us on like
No,
a
I
drop
didn't
of a
turn on
hat.
you. I'm not on your side. I'm not on Smokey's side. I'm not on Kenny's side. Although I've got a basic amount of respect for him, right? It's not about sides here, Praise.
Well, I mean, you're really
think
nice
something's
one
wrong
moment, then
with
turn on
Facebook.
us. You turn on people way too easily.
No, that's not true. I think you're being unfair there, Praise. You're not seeing it from the way I see it. I mean, what was it, last week? You had Irene Pelagian in with two women, basically slagging off Smokey. Partly I
No,
can
and the
understand.
two women are
What
Sarah
about?
and I.
She's a
Yeah,
Pelagian.
we
What do
are
you want
human
to say?
beings. We
What
have
do you want to
She's
say
a
about me,
false
Bob?
teacher.
What do you think about me,
Why
Bob?
are you two women presuming to teach?
I apologize.
Why not?
Why not? Bob
Yeah,
says to
why
say
not?
Bob.
I'm
I
here to
think that's the
glorify the
point.
Lord, Bob,
Why
and
are
you're
you
not going to do
sticking
this.
roaring while out? It's none of your business, this.
Okay. I'm
Right,
sorry.
can
I
I-
removed Bob.
Yeah.
He can come back if you want, Praise. But I just don't like the like those who want to come in and be and dictate what is going to take place and what is not. I don't like that.
Shut up, woman!
Yeah, I'm so sick of that. Like,
how dare you?
Yeah.
Don't you know that you could tempt men into temptation? How dare you?
What, by farts?
Apparently so, yes.
Yes, gas is very dangerous.
You're gaslighting the men, see?
I have to correct myself. I misspoke earlier. I said, I put the text there if you want to share it. You don't have to, though, but it says, it's Daniel 3:1. Nebuchadnezzar, king made an image of gold whose height was 80 cubits. That's...
Okay, I'm going to add Bob back because he says that nobody's trying to do that. But Bob just what was it? Just 2 weeks ago in a clubhouse, Bob, he was so friendly and so nice
to us.
And now he's going to speak like that. Fart jokes. How does that glorify Jesus Christ? It was a joke session.
Yeah.
It was a joke session. And if God, if he made us where we fart, so be it. Okay, that's the way God, and we all fart.
Jesus,
and I find it funny.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah. But I'll add Bob back.
So it was just 66.
You want me to add your stream there, Jamie?
Yeah, I said 666 was in Daniel with the statue, but it's just three score and 6. So it's only 60. It was 60 high or whatever it says there. Well, let me roll it up here so you can see it.
Yeah,
I
just
said
change the subject
666,
because you can't
and
handle it.
it's just 66. 80 cubits is 60, and the breadth thereof is 6 cubits. So 6d by 6 cubits, the statue that they made.
Isn't the beast still supposedly 616 though? Is that true?
I don't buy that. It's like one of the manuscripts. It may have been a variant, probably because of to indicate what the gematria was supposed to indicate to the original audience. I think is how that would be said. Be really rude and stupid of me to say.
Right? Yeah.
He's supposed to, but Daniel doesn't, and then he survives the fire.
I'm an old man and I'm a teacher, and I like to use many things as a teaching moment. I have taken a year's worth of Hebrew at the PhD level at Liberty, but knowing that, I refuse to speak on like Hebrew and stuff in any way that would be authoritatively, because even a year at that level, I only know now that I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's the problem with guys like Irenic and Richard Manson, great guys, but they assume too much of themselves. Anyway.
Well, one thing I learned from Richard I
agree.
didn't know
Yeah.
was like when he was speaking of Aaron that the name means light bearer, and I thought that was interesting because I thought it meant like if the Hebrew name it means teacher and like something to do with like a mountain or a plain field, which
What does?
the name seemed the Aaron. If you look up the definition of Aaron, it means like light bearer, which is funny because that's also his job function. I heard him on the other day mention that on his live stream because he was looking at the text, and I always thought it meant like something else through the name and not through like the actual Hebrew, which I thought it was funny. I'm like, that's because he actually lights the menorah, so it's quite funny. He's a light bearer and he's the one lightning. His name is the function. Right.
Dang it, I just had a really funny joke I just made up and now I can't remember it. Man, that was good.
Was this something
If I remember it.
the top of his rod or something?
No, it's actually a joke I just made up, and it's got a movie reference. So Praise is the only one that would get the movie reference because it's an obscure movie reference, but it could be. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so this is a joke I just made. It could be dumb, could be bad. All right. So how do we know that Black Hebraites are a false religion? Something like that. I'll have to refine it, but basically, because Aaron's name is not pronounced Aaron. Remember that movie? There's a movie where the guy is a black teacher and he comes in and pronounces, or maybe Saturday Night Live. He comes in and it's like B-Rad, Brad, or Aaron.
It's
there he goes.
It's when he's a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, and you see, and you notice how these Black Hebraites, they always pronunciate things wrong, but they don't do it in a black way.
That's the guy. That's that really famous black actor, right? He comes in. He's a substitute principal or something, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
he like
it's
straightens out the
hilarious.
school. He straightens out the school.
Yes.
It's called
I don't like your comedy. Your comedy offends me. One video where, like, Darth is a narcissistic abuser. He's a lot like Smokey. And I made one video where he was like being abusive towards atheists, but I didn't even comment or say anything. And I made one video where I was kind of like teasing him a little bit, but I don't even know why he flipped out on me. I never had an issue with him. I never did anything to him.
I don't know, but there was a time where you called Jesus a faggot or a transvestite or something.
Yeah, I make jokes, but I mean, you've done bad things too. Like, you aligned with Smokey for a year. The things you said to Smokey's victim I think was disgusting. And it's like, I forgive you for these things.
Yeah.
But you can't forgive me for making a joke.
Well, I didn't know if you were even trying, like, I didn't even know you were even seeking that. Like, see, I thought that, like, are you trying to turn a new leaf, or like, do you recognize that as something you don't joke about? Like, what is your position? I don't even know your position on that, P. Mars.
We had a whole discussion. My position is that I don't think it's right. I think comedians and people in general should be free to make jokes about whatever they want. We have freedom in Christ. Okay. And if your faith isn't as strong, you can't handle that, that's fine if you disagree or whatever. But if you love someone, you should respect differences of opinion. And in my opinion, it's not wrong to joke about things. So if you love me, you would respect that.
The world, yes. If you're part of the world and a non-Christian, yes. But when you are yoked to Jesus Christ and you're trying to follow him and you have an intimate relationship with him. So like the jokes and stuff to me have no place as someone who really is a born again follower.
Praise. I don't like you make all these videos. You show like a guy naked in his underwear. You show like put meme videos
But I don't call Jesus all these names. I would never call him a transvestite. He's our only hope, man. Like he's the figurehead of our life.
When did you call him that?
How come you can criticize my comedy, but I can't criticize your comedy? I don't like your comedy. Your comedy offends me. But I don't make a big deal about it, because there's a lot worse things that you do.
Because it's humans. You don't blaspheme God. I think that's way worse. But you maybe maybe sin's a sin. I guess maybe it could be a good point.
I just think it's really being really hypocritical. Like, I literally asked for forgiveness from Darth, and I was like, Darth, don't you love me? And then you kicked me.
I thought you were trolling him, like you're trying to get him stirred up. I didn't know you were being authentic and legitimate. How would I know? I can't read you, P. Mars. So that's the problem. Like the little boy.
If asking for forgiveness makes him angry, what does that say about him?
But the way you said it, though, Darth, can't you forgive me? I thought you were trolling him.
Dude, he was attacking me. And all I did was ask for forgiveness. I didn't go off about how he's a narcissistic abuser. That guy, I heard that guy on Christmas morning yell at some underage minor, abusive. He's just like Smokey. And you're a yes man, Praise. You're a total yes man.
Because I thought you were trolling. Because you're Mr. Troll. How many? You are known
Why don't you
for
take
your trolling.
responsibility? You're making excuses instead of taking responsibility for what you did wrong.
No, I was being
You can never
legitimate
take.
there.
That's another issue I have with you. You never take responsibility for anything.
He
you
does
do
all
that's
the time,
wrong.
dude.
He absolutely does not. He always makes
calls
excuses
himself
and
out
he
all the time,
rationalizes.
though.
It's excuses and rationalization of what your behavior is. It's a joke.
Okay, P-Mars.
You're a
Why
Christian
are you
joke.
yelling?
You're a Christian
Yeah, why are you
joke.
yelling, honey?
P-Mars, can you calm down for a little bit? So I could hear
It's
you.
like insane.
But do you see the problem? At least I'm authentic when I do it.
Aren't.
You don't even know when you're authentic.
You're a joke. You aren't authentic. No one takes you seriously. People. You're a whole meme of how you change your opinion constantly. One day you're
What
I'm
are
smoking
you
friends.
even
Now I'm against
talking
smoking.
about?
Now I'm smoking
Yeah,
friends.
P.
I'm
Mars.
against smoking.
And we already went through
No
that.
one takes you seriously. You're a fucking joke, dude.
He's went through
Everything you
everything.
say about me, I can say about you. Period.
I don't call people Nick. I don't call people the
I don't even
N-word.
care that you're a pathetic, cowardly, weak.
I don't
yes
call
man.
people an
I don't
N-word.
care that you're weak. I don't give you shit. I forgive you. I'm like, whatever. Praise treated me like shit, but he's a weak, inept man. He's a yes man. He's
Come
pathetic.
on, P. Mars.
So it's like, all right, well,
Yeah,
I'll forgive him.
are you trolling? You
Because
don't
I'm
even know when you're not even
I
trolling
understand that
anymore.
you're weak. I understand.
You
I
don't even know when you're.
forgive.
Is this
You don't
trolling
forgive me
again?
for what? I typed in the chat a bad word. I didn't even call anyone the word. You can't even forgive me for that, and I forgive you for like.
I didn't even know you were being serious. I thought it was all a joke.
Disgusting things you said to Smokey's victim. I mean, come on.
What disgusting things did he say to the victim?
I would never have done what Praise did. That was horrible.
Yes.
It was bad.
Well, no, I said that it was Bill. Bill
He was defending
neglected his
Smokey,
daughter.
and he attacked the
Yeah.
victim. You attacked a victim of Smokey because you're so wrapped up in YouTube and you're so worldly. You can't do what is right with the Holy Spirit. You don't have the Holy Spirit in you to discern things, Praise. And I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. And no one has the balls to tell you that. It is. A lot of things Smokey.
Well, no,
Smokey's
see,
a
I
piece
give
of
people
shit,
the benefit
but a lot
of the
of things
doubt.
he
P.
said are
Mars.
correct.
Yeah, P. Mars.
I gave Smokey the benefit of the doubt because I felt sorry for the.
I think he's a better Christian than you, and I don't have a very good opinion.
He's
of
a
him.
Satanist.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's a
much,
Satanist.
pretty much, and I think he's a better Christian than you, Praise. So that's what I think about
Wow.
That P. Mars, that is so wrong. You're
That's
so
a low
wrong
blow.
about
I'm
that.
just
I
being
have to
honest.
sit there.
I'm
But
just being
everything that we've
honest.
been through, okay.
Your standard for
You
Christianity
cannot-
is pretty crappy.
Yeah, in
All
front
right.
of everybody. I mean, come on.
Well, that's just how I feel. So.
Well, I mean, if you're trolling again, like I don't even know when you're even sincere anymore. We don't even know because you're a total troll. You're a clown. How do we even take you serious, P. Mars?
Should I just
The
leave
next
then?
moment you're gonna be calling people the N-word. So get
Should
the
I just
frick out
leave?
of my room, bum. Troll. He's gonna all he's
Yeah, that was
good for is just
terrible.
calling people
Yeah.
the N-word. That's all he's good
Because
for.
see, but they don't see it in what we see here in the comments back here when he's up here. And I literally, because I've never dealt with P. Mars except lately. I've met him, and I was totally shocked what he was putting in the comments all the way down in the back. But that was up here in the private comments, and everybody wasn't seeing that what was going on in the back. What I was seeing. And I really thought that he was, wanting to, fellowship and read scripture and fellowship with us. And then it took a whole drastic change. And, but I forgive him. I don't know if he's a troll now because
I think he is.
and now I'll see him in the chat, and then he run out, and right at that same time he ran to Dave's right after that, and we know what Dave called Beckel, so he ran right over there to Dave's and said, well, I'm going to start fellowshipping over there with Dave. We said, okay, fine, be where you're happy.
There you
We're
go.
all in sin, and we have to. When we ask for forgiveness, that's it. It's not to be brought up again. I don't understand why these people that want.
Not trying to cause trouble. I've known P. Mars for a really, really long time. Before he's only become a Christian like quite recently, and he
Within
actually
the
used to be-
last 2 years.
Yeah, like I've known him, I think maybe 4 or 5 years.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, all I'd say is like everyone's at a different sort of journey on their Christianity, and he's quite like early into it, and I think he's got some good ideas as well. I quite like listening to him for someone who
Yeah, he came in and read scripture and
Yeah,
stuff.
he was.
Oh,
He
yes.
was, yeah. He has a beautiful soul. He really does.
Yes. Yes, he does.
I just like to put,
yeah.
Well, I just want to put out there that like, and this is no insult to anyone who's or PMARS or anyone who has like a mental illness or something, but I think he might have a bipolar or something because
No, he's got autism and something
or
else.
something. Yeah, I'm not an expert in these things.
Yeah.
But the point is like he has like little freakouts. This is my history with him.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And I have,
Because I haven't known him, but maybe like a month. That's it.
Yeah. That's what people don't get about him until you've known him for a while, if you know what I
Right.
mean. And so
Yes.
like it's just something like he does it, but it's because he feels he's been like hurt or something. And
Right.
I did think what Darth and Praise did, and it's not like a massive criticism or praise. It's just that that was a bit harsh because it was just like Darth was like, "Oh, P-Rose, kick him out," and even though he'd sat there completely fine through the whole hangout, like
Right.
Praise just went out, an eyelid batted him out, and it did remind me of the sort of thing Smokey used to do with Praise, like, "Oh, I'm the boss, like do what I say," kind of thing.
Yeah, that's totally
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah, that used to make me sick. And I've only been around like on YouTube for about 6 or 7 months, and I got in crossfires.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Big time.
No, I understand what you're saying about
Yeah.
PMARS. PMARS is good
But
people.
I've
and
only known him for a month. But he seems like he's trying. Like that's what and he's in my prayers.
yeah,
And
he's got a big heart.
And I like he like a lot of people around, he's like looking for community and people he can talk with.
Yeah.
And so and he gets rejected from a lot of communities because of his behavior, but I think he was thinking that in a Christian community being maybe a bit more forgiving. And I think you guys are way more forgiving than most communities.
Oh yeah, but
he was in the flat Earth community before this.
That's right. Yeah. So was I.
But he has to also understand, though, that the things that he said back to Praise, I mean, that's hard for a person to hear. Because that, to me, wasn't like PMARS either to say what he said. So he must have been really hurt. And we'll all work through this, and we'll talk about it. And PMARS, he'll come back, and we'll all talk about it and work through it. And
PMARS has a
but
wrench
I do
now,
want to
doesn't
say
he?
this, though. I want to say one thing. So I was notified that Bob Boot the Door, he put out a new video. And it says, "A witch's coven of women, an atheist plus fart jokes."
Oh, so I knew that someone would do this.
It bit us in the butt.
Call me a witch. Oh, no.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I have Christ in me. So whenever you insult me, you're insulting Christ.
Yep. That's why I said thank you.
I think that's a really good good point actually, and that's what I would say. Because earlier, I know I'm harping on this. It's just where I came in when you were saying, "Oh well, PMARS has insulted Jesus," right? He made a joke about Jesus being a tranny, and then we're like, that's the point, isn't it? When we insult each other, especially Christians, we're really harming God because God doesn't want us to insult each other, right?
Exactly. You're spot on about that.
If you don't consider transsexuals, it's only an insult if you think transsexuality is bad.
But that's a good point as well. However you feel about it, that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I want to say. And also that like he does have like a little freak out. So don't like this sounds like I'm being really patronizing to him, and I don't mean it.
No.
But he used to say horrible things, and now even what he said about Praise is extremely toned down for what he used to be like. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't even know what he said to Praise.
Well, he was just sort of laying out what I think is some harsh truths that we shouldn't always lay out complete harsh truths to each other, right? Like we should, or what we perceive as truths about each other. We should try and be gentle with each other. And what I heard was PMARS was just being really blunt and a bit harsh and over the top, in my opinion, to Praise. But
was this tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
But if you heard the voice
He was
of
hurting.
PMARS, though, like you could tell he was really hurt and he was upset.
Okay.
So it came out of, to me, more of being upset
I know he
And-
mentioned something in the chat, and I had said goodnight, so I missed it. It must have
Well,
been
that
shortly after
night,
that.
that right before Darth came in, P. Mars wrote in the chat, "Hey friends, like I think he found a place that he could just talk and fellowship, and it was happy." And then that happened. So there are misunderstandings on both sides, and we'll all work through it for the
And
glory of God.
course.
we're
Yeah.
supposed to forgive.
Yeah.
And one last thing, I'll go, and this is about just as a food for thought for everyone in the flat Earth community. There was this sort of debate survey. It's still going. It's massive, where sort of a lot of people come to just be horrible to each other basically all day. I kind of view it as people bullying mentally ill people, because a lot of flat earthers aren't quite all there, without being mean. So I think it's a bit harsh, but they are, because they are in an atmosphere where they're constantly, like, the atmosphere, I felt it gets worse and worse. The more people are arguing, it gets more and more vitriolic. It got to a point, and it might seem like minor things to us when we mute someone or we ban them or we kick them from a hangout, but that can be have really devastating consequences. It actually caused someone to commit suicide straight after
Oh,
they
wow.
were banned from a Discord channel. Now, obviously, there was more stuff going on in that person's life. I did know the person as well, not amazingly well, but well enough that we were on first name basis and friendly.
Right.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
And they
yeah, I mean,
and they killed themselves.
yeah, I'm not sure on the exact story. I left this server because I just felt it was just so boring and toxic a long time. But I heard back about this information recently. I heard something, I'd heard about it when it happened, but I heard more details recently. But no matter the details, it sort of just shows you don't know where people are in their lives sometimes, and we should always
That's
extend as much mercy and grace as we can, as is in us to
Beautiful.
extend.
That is. Wow.
That's spot on. That's spot on.
Yes.
Because you don't know where they're at.
Right.
No,
or
you
what
don't
they're thinking
know.
or what they're going through. And if they're getting like totally attacked by a lot of people, I could see if they're, but that's sad.
It is sad.
Very. And
The
I do
times are
recall,
tough right now for a lot of people.
I do know that a few weeks ago, P. Myers made a video because someone he trusted in the Flat Earth community betrayed him. And he was upset. And he did cry on it also.
Yeah.
And I just felt horrible about it.
You see that server they were talking. You saw that video, Erica. Well, that's the server I'm talking about. So
okay,
he'd been banned from there also. Now this
Right.
because P Mars is a mixture of behaving badly and also, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I personally believe there was people or someone impersonating his account a lot and doing things like porn bombings and following him around. I might be wrong. Maybe that is him, but I believe that he's telling the truth about that because I've seen it like quite a lot, and it was like that isn't P Mars doing that. So it's just he's had a rough time of it.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
help himself with his attitude. Doesn't help himself at all. But that is the problem with people who have these issues sometimes in life. That's what it's like. This is I'm not putting this on P Mars, but have you ever seen the film Joker? Like that's kind of like it's one of those tragic tales where the guy's condition makes it impossible for him to fit into society, and it's like a spiral. It's like a vicious circle kind of thing that goes on. I'm not saying P Mars is like Joker, but do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to appeal for more love, really. Is it really? So.
Yeah, so I'll definitely. I noticed when I first met him, when he put the N-word in, I used to get upset and take it personal, and I've stepped way back from that. I don't even think that way.
Yeah.
I don't hold it against him because he has come out and said that he's got mental issues and autism and whatnot. So
I can't get past that person that killed themselves.
I know that. I'm like, wow.
Because there wasn't one person that was there for him.
That's
or maybe there was.
cyberbullying, isn't it?
I can't tell you the accurate story of that. I can only just tell you what I knew of it. I did know the guy. He drank a lot. He was a lovely guy, but he used to get angry as well. It was I just think that whole Discord is very unhealthy for everyone. And I also think it's easy, especially after what's happened with Smokey, who I do think rightfully deserved a lot of the grief he got. It's very easy for that feeling to continue. Do you know what I mean? When everyone's in that mood and we're all in the like, yeah, like you know, let's all shout at each other. There's a time and a place for that, but I think, you know, I just don't want to see that extend, because I got worried. I know Praise wants his channel to do well, but I worry that he'd let like Darth come in and do kind of like a Smokey. And that was another thing I was worried about, because Praise is quite, you know, without being rude, he wants to see the best in people. He wants to sort of follow, you know, and that's kind of what got him in this trouble in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I like Darth. I do. I like Darth. I know a lot of people do not like him. I do like Darth. But I do, and I know that Praise likes Darth.
I don't know him all that well.
Yeah. So I mean, I know, like it's a really like a love-hate thing when it comes, but I haven't really watched him that much. So
me too, Teresa C.
This is and I like him too. I do. I've seen the good in P Mars.
I've seen more good in P Mars than bad.
Yeah.
And he's come a long way with Christianity. And I think one thing that hurt him. One thing that hurt him was the guy who he follows is French, and Smokey always would knock him down and cut him down and belittle him for.
But here's the thing that a lot of people, they do not know. There was side chats going on a video. It was P Mars and Praise, and my brother was like, yeah, let's talk about it. You know, Praise wasn't trying to be like, no, never come back. He was like, yes, let's talk about it. And I know that Praise wanted to address him this evening because Praise likes him. He always has. He just did not like a lot of the things that P Mars did. So there was behind the scenes that a lot of people do not know, and maybe P Mars is a little bit sensitive because of what happened with the prior community that he was in.
Right.
And it brought back bad memories.
Yeah, but it sounds like from you, Cutter, that he has changed, and he's getting a lot more knowledge with the studying and wanting to fellowship, because he's been coming up and we've all been fellowshipping together, and he has been, from my point, until the other night. It shocked me, but I wasn't aware of these things. But I like him. I mean, I pray for everyone, because we're not perfect. We're in our flesh, so the flesh tends to do things, and you don't even have to have like a mental problem. I mean, we're in flesh. While we're in flesh, we're gonna have our hang-ups. We just have to stay in our spirit and stay in line with Christ, and follow him. And
there's just me to Teresa C. I hope she has a really good day in her garden. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the chat.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day. It's not Mother's Day over here, but happy Mother's Day to everyone over the other side of the pond.
Thank you.
Oh, Jace just said something to you, Cat.
Hi, Cat. I remember you talked about me in chat. I couldn't make a judgment as I didn't know the guy clearer now. I don't remember. Sorry, I leave a lot of comments. I don't come on many hangouts, but I do.
Because I know, because I'm like that. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's. I thought it was nice for Cat Earth to mediate the situation. Didn't have to do that. I'm not really bipolar. I don't even really believe in mental health issues. I just feel like I would describe it that like I can only handle so much bullshit, and then there's like a spirit inside me that convicts me to like say something, You know, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I have to say something. Like, this is too far. And then I just have to be like, hey, you're full of shit. This is an injustice. What you're doing is wrong. Whatever it is. And yeah, I freak out on. It's just unfortunate that people are kind of corrupt, and I have to freak out on people often. So I'm sure it looks like I'm crazy. It's not my fault. Well, I don't know. Like, in the past, I was more angry when I did it. Now I'm trying to do it with like love. So I think it's wrong to rebuke if you're like have anger and grudge in your heart, because your rebuke. When you have anger, it blinds you to the truth. You can't see, you can't discern. And until you eliminate like anger and your heart's full of love, when your heart is full of love, you can discern truth. But if you have, any sort of evil in your heart, then it's gonna be hard for you to know what's right and wrong, or to discern. So I don't know where I was going with it, but yeah, I think I'm just like, I call out a lot of bullshit, but I think there's a lot of bullshit in the world. So what are you gonna do? Just ignore it? I don't know. Some people might think it's better just to be nice and pretend like, oh, everything is great and let's just all get along and say nice things only. But I don't think that's realistic or good. Like, I think truth is good, even if truth is harsh. Well, what's a good scripture for this is open rebuke, Proverbs. So open rebuke is better than secret love, right? It's better to open. The example I like to use, like if I have a booger on my face or on my nose, right? You should be like, hey, there's a booger on your nose, so I can, get a tissue and remove it. But if you don't tell me there's a booger on my nose, then I walk around the whole day looking like an idiot. So a good friend will tell you, hey, you look like an idiot, right? Even though it might be hurtful, right? So that says the full soul, or faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful, right? So like, when a friend hurts you, he's being faithful. He's being honest, right? But when the enemy will never say any, like a true friend will sometimes wound you. An enemy will never wound you. An enemy will actually just always say like, oh, everything's great. You look beautiful. There's no booger on your nose. And then they, the full soul loatheth a honeycomb, which is sweet, right? So if you if you're full of truth, this is talking about truth, I think, right? If your stomach is full of truth, metaphorically, then you won't even eat truth that sounds good, right? But if you're hungry for truth, but to the hungry soul, if you're hungry for truth, eat every bitter thing is sweet. If you really are passionate for the truth, you're going to listen to things that people say about you that aren't nice, right? Well, what did Praise do when I said things that aren't nice? Kicked me. Because he but it says he won't even take truth, because he thinks his soul is full of truth. He thinks he has the truth. So he can't learn anything from me or any other people. It's a pride and arrogance. Even if I was on Praise's channel talking about love, I was talking about forgiveness. God is love. We should love each other. And then what do? They say, I go, can I be forgiven? Oh, I'm going to kick you the next day, right? Because it didn't matter that I said true things to him that's good. The good stuff like forgiveness, love, grace, mercy, that's good to hear. He should accept those truths, but because he's so full, he thinks he's full of truth, he can't even accept good truths, let alone. But if you're a Christian, you should be passionate for truth. You should desire the truth, and you should accept truth that is harsh, you don't like. That's what being a Christian, a lot of it is about. Is the world will tell you, the world will tell you all these, oh, you're great. Look at like what people post on Facebook or social media. Those like, I kind of want to go to my Facebook feed and show you guys here. Maybe I'll go read some, see what I'm talking. This is like the lies. I can demonstrate the lies of the world through social media. What I'm talking about. Here, someone just posted one. There's no shame in admitting that you were previously speaking from a less informed place. Well, I don't know what the hell. That's not a good example. Right out, we're off to a bad start. Let me scroll more. Oh, RM Drake. Okay, here's one. Well, this isn't really a good example anyways, but that's a good example of bullshit lie from Satan. Dude, I can't find any of these stupid quotes I'm talking about. Well, anyways, like, people post on social media, like, all this shit about, like, you deserve everything, you deserve all this great things, and you're so awesome. That's kind of bullshit. Like, to be honest, we should be like, we're corrupt. We need Jesus. We need God. I can't believe I can't find any of these stupid things. I can't. Okay. Well, I need to like follow more normie people. Dude, this one girl I was following used to like put all these stupid things in my. But sometimes I'll comment on them and then she like unfriended me, I think. Like, okay, what did someone. Whatever. What did someone post today? That I know, I read one today. I'm gonna go to their page. What, dude, my computer's running really slow. This is not going well. Okay, here we go. Scroll. Raise your hand if you need a break from your life and to go on a trip to an unknown place without any worries. Well, that's childish. That's not what I was talking about. Okay, that's not a good one either. God damn it. Okay, I'm not finding anything. Never mind. But anyways, I'm saying like, yeah, most people will just bullshit each other and say nice things. They won't be on. Anyways, yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. What's up, FaZe? What were we talking about? I don't know, I'm just lost. I was looking up arguments for God here. William Lane Craig. It's kind of interesting stuff. This philosophy stuff's kind of interesting, but I don't really think it's a good route to go if people are going to try and be all logical, because I think there's things in Kierkegaard said there's like things in Christianity that are not logical. Like, we believe like God is eternal, but Jesus is not eternal. Jesus is finite, but Jesus is also God. So like, you believe, if you're a Christian, you believe that the eternal God became a finite human being. That's kind of a contradiction, and it's not really logical. So if like you're gonna be really obsessed with like, oh, I need a logical reason to believe this, I don't think Christianity is really for you. Not that like believing in God necessarily is illogical, I don't think, but like some of the doctrines of Christianity are. So like if we're trying to make people be Christians, I don't think we should like focus on logic as like a reason. I think we should focus on the, like I say, like love and salvation and forgiveness. Like, I think that's what's appealing about it. Not. Because I think love is the truth. Like, love, we get our wisdom from when loving others. Love is true wisdom, and then like logic doesn't get you anywhere. It might be like useful practically in your life, like some applications, but like if you make it like the ultimate truth, you're gonna end in a bad situation. Like, love should be the ultimate truth. That's what, like, God says, what is it, the bondage of sin? Well, what does he say about the bondage of sin? Like, sin enslaves us. And, like, if you make logic more important than love, which is God, then the logic you'll become a slave to the logic. But if you make love the most important thing in your life, then you are free. Like, Christ frees you from the bondage of sin. He shows you love, and love is because love is synonymous with freedom, since you can't force someone to love. That's like in Aladdin, where he gets 3 wishes, and he's like, you can't wish that someone loves you. I'm flattered. Nathan was stealing my argument. He wasn't doing a very good job.
Actually trying to join your conversation, but then you did like ad hominem, so thanks.
Okay, well, join our conversation, and let me give you like a trail of where we are. Okay, so this guy, yeah, you know, you can like, so
me.
Let me speak generally. Individual I talked to, you know, he's unavailable to be a friend, right? That's kind of what it is, right? And that's frequent around here because people make a delineation between internet friends, real friends, internet engagements, and real engagements. That's all. Okay, you can be all exhausted by it if you want. You can go fuck yourself if you think it's gay because you're a fucking homosexual.
You think it's gay?
You think it's gay to make friends online?
A non sequitur and again ad hominem. So
you bring the fucking gay shit up.
I said if you think it's gay to make friendships online, then you're obviously a
alpha lesbian.
You really are.
You should make them be your friend, like Polpot.
Here's a genuine problem in the gay movement, if I may. May I speak on behalf of an actual problem
I
in
set
the
it
gay
up
movement?
for you to speak, dumbass. Why don't you fucking give your opinion?
Okay,
Excuse
an
me.
actual problem involves, like, from my experience personally, so this is anecdotal, but like in gay men circles or gay male culture, there is a really predatory vibe. Like I've met a lot of
facts. That's true.
He's not gay.
Is
I
calling?
I wasn't talking about your thing. I was just speaking anecdotally from my experience. Gay men.
Yeah, but it's
can
not
be super
relevant. He's not
predatory.
gay. I just laid out the topic and you just went gay. Like, it's not gay.
Natty, would you say calling yourself
made it not gay. When I laid out the topic, I said it wasn't gay, and then you just went gay.
Would you say describing
I
yourself?
was just conceding to a point that there can be toxicity in LGBT circles. That's
What the
all I
fuck are
was
you
getting
talking
at.
about that for? That has nothing to do
Oh
with
my
the topic
God.
that I laid out.
Because you were mentioning how, like, immediately a lot of people
This
will
is
jump to
basic
be like,
psychology.
oh, you
People
if
want
you're
to
friends
talk
with
about what
another
they know
man,
talking
then that
about.
means that you're
Yeah,
gay. And I was
exactly.
agreeing that that's stupid and that's not fun, and that there are predatory leanings within gay male
Hey, can I make it about me
Go ahead,
now?
talk about what you want to talk
Bait,
about.
why did you bait
I'm
this
done.
fucking gay,
I'm done.
gay
Go
fucking
ahead.
debate, dude? It was your fault.
What is
Done.
the topic?
Talk about
I already
something
spoke my
else.
piece.
I'm open
And
to
it's
it.
Dave's
Let's talk
fault.
about something else.
No,
Seriously,
because
what do you
I already
want here?
spoke what I wanted to say,
It's like
and
the
I spoke to
Abrahamic
semantics,
chat, so
and it
let's
doesn't
talk
matter
about
what I.
something related
Shut
to
the fuck
that.
up.
We don't need to
Shut up. Just shut
Is
up.
it okay if we take turns when we talk?
How many
Yes.
times do I have to ask, like, what is the
So
topic of the room?
yeah, so I think so. Let me conclude. Okay, hold on. I already spoke to semantics or this guy, you know, name calling, whatever. It doesn't matter. I spoke.
Well done.
Yes.
Thank you, whoever muted him. I can't stand that guy.
Look, man, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to be the only one muting him.
Well, I
It's
can't do
fucking
it.
ridiculous, dude. We
Take
can't
an
like.
opiate. Take a fucking morphine.
Yeah. He's quite painful.
So, does anybody have a topic?
What?
Does anybody have a topic?
If the universe existed,
yes.
or if the universe had an
Why are
explanation
you
for its
gay?
existence, that's a good topic.
I didn't hear the topic. Someone was talking over you.
Why are you gay?
But
Why
I
are
mean,
you
I
gay?
don't know. I thank you, Johnny. I mean, I appreciate Johnny for actually making a welcoming space. I actually do.
Yeah, anytime, bro.
So
Oh my god, Johnny, your picture is amazing. I love it.
If the
10 out of 10.
Honestly, I was looking forward to my debate with Barthologist, but he seemed to go somewhere.
Yeah, he left because this is fucking cancer.
Well,
Wait, you had a debate scheduled.
I don't
with
understand if you
Mark?
have an issue with me, man. I'm very patient and I take my turn.
Look, man, did I say you when I said that?
I think you
Oh
did,
my
yeah.
god,
You're
man,
assuming.
Phil.
I said this is fucking cancer.
That's
No, I'm
semantics. That's
talking about before.
Yeah,
I'm talking
you're
about before.
assuming, bro. You can't
Yeah,
do that.
Okay, well, you're just assuming what I'm
Well,
assuming.
no, if the shoe fits, wear it. But I said this shit's cancer.
I think
Bart
that's a
left
bad
because this shit's
analogy, man.
cancer. If you want to say that I'm assuming Bart's reason,
It's a
sure.
perfect
But if you want to
analogy.
say
Well,
I'm
I had a
talking
really
about
interesting
you,
debate with
that's a
Bart.
different
I
assumption.
just got back. I just got back. What was my reason?
Yeah, let him go.
whatever.
I had a really interesting conversation with him about the Trinity.
This kid said you gave him cancer.
Dave,
Bart.
Dave, give me a second. Give me a second, Dave. Go ahead. What
I'm
did
not
you say?
talking.
What was my reasoning?
He said you gave
No,
him
I
cancer.
just said
Bart,
Are you
Semantic
talking about the
said he was
Trinity?
trying to debate you, and you ran away from the debate.
I never
told
said
you I was
that.
doing
I never
payroll.
said that. I never
I
said
heard
that.
him.
I
I
never
heard him
said
say
that.
that
I
shit.
never
never
said
said
that.
that.
He did
He
say
Never
that.
said
said
it.
that.
I did
Did
not
I
say
say
that.
that?
I did not
That I
say that.
called in payroll.
Semantics. What are you trying to debate Bart on?
All I said was, can we take turns here?
No, we can't. It's free for all. It's disordered and chaotic and non-British, non-continental. What do you have to
Called
say about that,
Discord.
Dave,
bitch?
yo, Dave, you're gonna get muted if you start talking again.
Happy to have an exchange. Just rather take turns, so you can be heard.
So what do you got, man? You said Bart ran from you when you were trying to
I didn't
debate.
say that.
What do you got? Yes, you did. Stop lying.
No, I did
But
not.
you didn't say that
You're
though.
gonna get muted if you lie again.
I
And
did
the
not
woman
lie.
backing you up gonna
You
get
said
muted
that
too.
like
You know what,
Barth
Nate?
left.
You know what, Nate? I wasn't here.
Hey,
Remember
listen,
that was
Cotton.
yeah, I know. He's full of shit. So give me your best argument for atheism, Semantic.
I don't think there are any good arguments for atheism.
Yeah, semantics is actually a transcendental
Yeah, but
creationist.
give us
You
your
wanna know the
best
truth?
one.
Yo, that's it, man. Talk for itself. You know what?
Because because the transcendental
Hey, I
argument
told you
is
shut up. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now, Semantics, give me your best argument
Yes.
for the for atheism. Just give me your outtake on it.
I don't have an argument for atheism. I don't call myself an atheist.
I'm game, but I'm not an atheist.
Yeah. So what do you call yourself? Not you.
Spiritual and searching.
Not you.
That's
not
like
you.
Mute.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
what Natty does. He wants
Yeah.
to turn every conversation
you.
to whatever the fuck. Just Natty, just
You can't
please,
blame
just
her.
let the-
She's an alpha lesbian. It's her nature.
No, that's actually my girlfriend. Hold on. That's actually my
Oh
girlfriend.
my
I got
fucking
my
God!
account.
What's going on?
No one asked you about your lesbian girlfriend. I don't know why you brought that up.
I was just clarifying that this isn't my account.
And if you're lesbian, why does your
Natty
girlfriend look like a
is a
guy?
male.
I don't understand that.
I thought we
You're
were
male.
talking about atheism and what is the best argument for
That looks like a
atheism.
man. That's just weird.
I was just asking if we were going to talk about atheism.
Well,
No, I was
you
asking
brought
a
the
question.
fire upon yourself, so
Who owns
Let's
this
talk about
Oh
room?
my
atheism.
god.
So
Never mind.
semantics. You don't have an argument for atheism.
I do not. Is it okay if we sort of like take turns? So if somebody addresses someone, like the person can reply instead of this like chaos
Sure, whatever
every time.
rules you want. Whatever rules you want.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Give me a second. I'll write up some rules. Hold on.
oh my fucking God, you're gonna write rules.
Well,
I
he
don't
said
write all
any
the
rules
shit
I
you want.
want. I thought I would take advantage of that.
Write any rules you want. Well, I'll give you 5 rules you can have.
That's awesome, dude. Okay, how about just 2? Okay, if somebody is addressed, then they get the opportunity to reply immediately, and also no interruption, and like maybe a little bit of concision in your answer would be great. I think that's about it. I mean, it's a shame that we have to mandate that as adults, but okay. let's do that.
Lesbian.
What is your best art? So if you don't believe in atheism, why are you such a skeptic?
Well, I disagree with the premise.
I'll say, so explain your position
On what?
on the existence of God.
Should I? I mean, I can tell you. I can run you through my thought process if you want.
Just explain to me, do you believe in God or no?
Well, my thought process on that would be, okay, let's say my name's John, right? I would say, okay, John, what do you mean when you say the word God, right? Because that would be my starting point.
That's going to be your starting point. You're going to ask me for a definition of God.
No. I'm saying that would be my starting point. Obviously, you have no obligation to do that yourself.
Semantics, I have a better question. What do you think is going to happen to you after you die?
After I die? Like dying being like the cessation of me?
After you actually die, like
All right,
you'll
I'm bored
die,
already
bro.
with semantics. I'm bored with your semantics. All right, so Natty, since you want to have this conversation, are you an atheist, Natty?
No.
You're not. Are you a Christian?
Formerly, not currently.
You were formerly a Christian, so are you an agnostic now?
No.
She's like a new age
So
witch.
what is your stance on the existence of God?
Like the philosophy of Baruch Spinoza regarding naturalistic pantheism.
Naturalistic pantheism.
Yes.
Well, Spinoza, just as a point of fact, Spinoza is considered a panentheist, not a pantheist.
Actually, that is true.
I know it's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey guys, my name is
But sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your interesting discussion.
Removem Osas. Nice to meet
No,
you.
my questions are answered. That was great. That was my answers.
Dave,
accurate.
congratulations. 1 second, guys. Be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Sorry, Barth. Guys, let's all congratulate Dave. He's now a member of the Heretics and Abrahamics mod team, right?
Right, Dave.
He is now. Dave, you can unmute yourself now. Congratulations.
Very good,
What?
Dave.
Dave,
Yeah,
unmute yourself, Dave. Welcome, man.
Yeah, no one asked you a fucking thing, semantics. Shut the fuck up.
Actually, you asked me 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not now.
I was done with you. You said, "What's the definition of God?" and I just got bored.
Okay. Well, small things for small minds, I guess.
That's it. Yeah, that's the end of the conversation.
Oh man,
Dave the
I
freshman.
win.
Dave the freshman.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right.
Dave the freshman. The first time I hear you, the first
I
time I
don't
hear
see
you
it
say
like
the
that.
ER,
I don't like winning. I
I
like
will
having
get you off
discussion,
the
mature
mod team.
discussion where we stimulate each other.
Yeah. I'll only mute dumbasses, so I'm all right. Thank
Dave the freshman. The first time I hear you use the hard R, the first time I hear Dave the freshman use the hard R, I'm gonna have him removed.
Okay, I'll only use it outside of this chat. Is that all right?
Did you hear that, Dave? No, you cannot use the hard
You cannot use the hard R.
A&H
Oh
tag
man.
on.
Soft R only.
So not even the
All
we
right.
don't use the soft R in here. We don't use
No,
any
no
N-word.
R's.
and not
No
a
R's
bad
at
word
all.
for Jews
Yeah,
either.
don't say the R word. Say
We don't use
Okay,
the N word
so
in
the
here
F
anyway.
word, the F word is a
The
little
F
bit
word is
ambiguous.
out. The F
Getting
word is
brain
out.
damage
The
just
F word is
listening to
off.
you all
Cat
talk.
is off limits too. Thank you.
All right.
That's not
I
how
mean,
brain damage
officially,
works.
right?
No, not officially. No, this is just your rule. This is your
Dave,
world, your
that's the
circle.
only thing. Listen to me. It's the only thing you have to do, Dave. That's
All
it.
right.
It's just that's it, Dave.
I mean, hey, if the teacher isn't in the classroom, everything goes how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, as the owner of this server, you have the permission to say the L word.
Oh shit, the L word? You mean love? What are you saying? The L-
Loser? You mean loser?
He said love. I didn't say it. He said it.
I mean, hey, my eyes are focused on God. I'm upward oriented. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just
love.
don't overuse the word love
Dave,
because
so if Henry hears you saying the N word, you're done. That's the only rule you have.
Okay. Okay, don't say the M word in the Abrahamics chat. I got you.
No, well, you can't really. Well, that's fine. You know, we'll start there.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
We'll start there.
I don't know how they can't hear what you're like. It's so funny.
About you using it in another room. We're gonna have.
They've got to be like sub 100 IQ to fall for this. It's funny.
Semantics, you gotta be room temperature IQ to not see
If
the
only
fucking.
you knew, man. If only you could see my scores, you would cry. Dude. You'd cry.
Jesus.
All right.
Dude. Okay, so semantics. Imagine you
Yes.
have the opportunity to put a monkey on a leash and walk around and have it just like throw shit at people that you don't like. Okay? And you could do it, right? And then you can just go
This
get
is a
another
really
one
bad
if that one
analogy.
gets boring, right? Okay, so this is not the first monkey, right?
Whatever, man. Enjoy Discord, okay?
Yeah, it's fuck off.
Ooh, you're so cold.
Got a problem with it? Go somewhere else.
No, I love it, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, well that's what I thought.
Semantics, I've had so many good conversations with you. I don't know. I mean,
Look,
it's fine.
people are
it's fine.
impulsive, man. They think they know you better than you know yourself. Who cares? Why would you care what
True.
people think?
Well, true, because I understand that you actually have an engagement in the thing. So whenever I talk to you about a topic, it's actually you get to the meaning of the topic. It might be abstract. It's probably a waste of time, but I like wasting my time, so that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
I disagree. I think defining your terms is a very normal thing to do.
It's not normal because it's not common, and your definition of
Okay,
normal is
maybe not
wrong.
normal in the general population, but in any kind of intellectual inquiry, the first thing you do is define terms.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
essential,
the Discord
required,
population.
foundational, not normal.
But look,
well, define normal.
Why do you expect?
He misspoke. He used normal. He incorrectly used normal. He should not.
No,
have used
actually,
normal.
I was using it statistically.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, but see, Dave, you see just how in that 30 seconds of you trying to say that's not normal, then you have to go into your personal definition of what's normal without anybody really even asking too many questions. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you're
like because
right.
you
You're
like
right.
clearly we're not in a normal situation with a normal group of people that you would just find on the
Guys,
street.
you know how
every
I
group
knew.
of people is
I
going
mean,
to
you're
have.
right, but he agrees. He agrees. So it's like,
You know how I knew who Semantics was? Is because I wrote a note from when he was on a different chat that carried over, and it says sophist.
He's a sophist.
He's
Yep.
going
No,
to make you
sophist.
define every single term you use.
Fundamentally,
that's
he
not
is a
true.
sophist.
Man, when he
Sophistry is
came
the
in here
ultimate
with a name like
philosophy, and you know
Semantics,
it.
I couldn't have
Sure.
fucking guessed. When
You're
his name was Semantics, what did you expect, bro?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I've never argued with him. I saw other people arguing with him and just getting like roped in one after another.
Yeah,
He was just
N-word?
roping people in
so-
one after another. They were just falling for it.
Semantics, are you a sophist? Because sophistry is the foundational tenet of any kind of philosophy, fundamentally.
I think calling someone a sophist is, like any other name, right? If somebody has a good point and you call them a sophist, I'm going to say, well, who cares if I'm a sophist? Focus on the point.
Do you know what's funny though? Whenever you call somebody a sophist and you start talking about consciousness as the foundational element of universal perception and the universal substance, then you put sophists as like the below ring, like the under ring, the lazy people. You bump them up to almost the highest rung.
Please
It's a
spell
weird phenomenon.
sophist.
Dude, I can't believe they modded this guy. I can't stand listening to this guy.
Sophists become, they actually get bounced, and you actually say, "Wow, what do you think?" What do
I
you
don't
think?
know, man. I think one person's semantics is another person's detail.
Yeah. I mean, you can come back with your
read
quips,
your DMs,
but
Henry.
Fuck
he's
you,
just
Johnny,
quipping.
for
That's
modding
fine.
this guy.
Okay, so
You,
sophist
you have
basically
to
means
quit on here
deceptive.
because
Okay.
people don't seem to have the patience to let
Sorry,
you finish. So
Mars.
you have to be very. See, you have to
I mean,
be very
I have the.
careful.
You didn't even attempt though. You know, I have the patience. These people seem to have the patience. You didn't
I mean,
attempt.
listen, if someone calls you sophist, that means you're like disingenuous or deceptive, right?
He's not disingenuous because
You
sophistry
don't
is the
know if I
ultimate.
am,
No,
but the
no.
point is, it's a fool's errand to speculate on the psychology of somebody or the.
Okay, I don't want to listen to this. I gotta end the stream. I'm gonna go outside stuff. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.